that fool. Hit him, 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 hit him. Smash him up, watch that move. Went too swift, can't catch these dudes. Can't hit him, 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 listen, hit him, listen. This Eagles talk high, this talk Eagles. Philly bleed green, it's from your people. Fly, Eagles, fly. Let's beat the squad. Big Pat, Shell, and Dante, the dark child. Drop the stats on them, drop the facts on them. Spur game, baby, let's get it on.
Yo, fam. Yo, you got to turn that TV down, Pat. Yo, fam, it's your man, Dante the Dark Knight. And we're in the post game here. We have 3 seconds to go. And Wilkes slips, and he's going to be sacked, and this game is over. So our Philadelphia Eagles wind up victorious 34-29 against the Greern Bay Packers over in Brazil. And I'm going to celebrate this win.
Can I play the tune? Can I play the tune a little bit?
Go ahead, tell you play it too. Road to victory. E-A-G-L-E-S. Eagles.
Yes.
That's right. Our Philadelphia Eagles are victorious on the season opener over in Brazil. First, I'm the average Eagles fan. I was kind of upset about some things here. I'm not going to make excuses, but I am going to be celebratory because our Philadelphia Eagles are victorious. And the bottom line of this thing is, although there was mistakes made, there were mistakes made on both sides of the ball, meaning on both teams' side, we are talking about playing a team that also has Super Bowl aspirations, meaning they have the talent to be considered Super Bowl contenders. So we were not playing against a team that we should have blown out. And I think that you guys understand that by the way, your predictions, the scores that you were putting up in prediction. There were not a lot of blowout scores up there. So I think that you guys understood the mission at task here. And that was to beat a playoff contending, Super Bowl contending team who has talent themselves. And that's what we did. We did beat them. So with that in mind, I'm going to be very, very happy and celebratory over this win because, the alternative is that we have an L right now and we'd be very, very upset. So was it a clean win? No. Some of this, I think it was very admirable that Saquon had over 100 yards because this defensive line, it was not a shabby defensive line. It was a very formidable defensive line, and they were showing that all night. And it wasn't, it wasn't because our offensive line stunk. It was because this defensive line is that. They're that. They were a top rush defense last year, and they played up to that. So I'm not taking anything away from them. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give them all the credit in the world for being a good team, and we beat a good team tonight. What do you see, Pat?
Yeah, we definitely did beat a good team with a lot of good weapons. They don't have a number one receiver, but they have a lot of good weapons. You saw it with Josh Jacobs. You saw it with Jaden Reed, Christian Watson. These guys with a healthy Jordan Love will put more points on the board with a team that's less inferior than what we have showed. I gotta give our defense all the shout outs in the world. I know there were some times where it's like we couldn't stop a cold, but those first two drives where they was put in a situation on a turnover and they only allowed 2 field goals, a total of 6 points. I'd give a shout out to our defense. There's a lot of things we need to clean up, especially letting Hurts decide to be a runner with the football. All right. You now have a running back that can eke you out those yards. You now have multiple running backs that can get you those yards. Saquon with over 100 yards. He can very well head over 150 yards, 170 yards if he cut back to the right on that long run. After that long run that he ran, we didn't give him the ball. We didn't give him the ball the rest of that drive. That made absolutely no sense. So this is a game where I need the offensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator to sit in a room together and analyze different things to understand that, you know what, this was our one and only preseason game. This is our official one and only preseason game, and we have to be better because Hurts cannot play this game. Yes, he didn't throw an interception during preseason. I mean, during training camp. That's training camp. All right, that's training camp. When the ball is in your hand, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you, Nicole Dean. When the ball is in your hand, you have to take that turnover. That's what makes good teams great. All right, great teams, in a sense, would take that ball that was ill-advised by Jordan Love and returned it for a six and put a dagger in the heart of the Green Bay Packers. Those fumbles, we have to get on those fumbles. Those tip balls, we have to turn those balls over. Pause. No Diddy. Listen, shout big shout out to AJ Brown. Big shout out to Saquon Barkley. They both had touchdowns over 100 yards. But I have to do one more big shout out. Shout out to the Slim Reaper. He made some humongous first downs this game that kept drives moving, that kept things going. Yes, Cam Jurgens is not Jason Kelsey. We understand that. There are some things that needs to be cleaned up. A lot. But we don't play again to next Monday. This is time for you guys to come back. Do not party down there in Brazil. Go to your hotel rooms and get ready for that flight back to Philly. And when you come back, recuperate, rest, look at the film, understand what you did right, and improve on that. Because the wrong, listen, we can sit here and criticize wrong all we want. But you did enough right to win the game. A sloppy win is a win. A win is a win unless it's what? A win.
I agree with you. You made a lot of points that I talked about in during the play-by-play, and yeah, want to give those flowers out to the defense early on in the game because, in essence, that was the biggest time of the defense's night was how they held up with those two turnovers that we gave up deep in our own territory. The defense stood strong enough not to relinquish a touchdown on either one of those two turnovers, and that was the difference in this game. Let's say it like it is,
It
because
is.
had they scored on one or either of those those turnovers, we may be singing a different tune right now. So kudos to the defense for standing strong early in the game and not relinquishing touchdowns, but rather only giving up six on both of those turnovers. And that was at a point where the offense looked very rusty. You know, it looked like the effects of not playing in the preseason was quite evident. One of the biggest reasons why I am not a fan of that
Yeah, we got
philosophy,
that out the window. We got that out
right?
the window.
So, and and I said this during the game, Jalen and those turnovers were like, what is going on here? I agree
It's
with
like
you.
what are you doing? It's like it was like something that he normally would not do. He was looking for AJ in a sense over that middle interception in the zone where he shouldn't even been looking across his body. He had a Dotson that was clearing to the sideline. He could throw the ball to.
I
Um,
understand my reasoning. I mean, not my reasoning, but my question is, or my curiosity is, you didn't throw interceptions in training camp, right? I understand. I wasn't there or anything like that. What were you doing in training camp? Obviously, well, let me say this one. You obviously, well, it's not obvious, but if you were making decisions like this in training camp
mhm.
and our defense was not turning it over, I got questions about our defense. That's number one. If you were not making decisions like this during training camp, why the hell are you making them now? If the reason why you weren't throwing interceptions was you wasn't making bad decisions like you made, then what is making you make those decisions now? Because both of those turnovers were in triple coverage. They were bad passes. They were just bad passes. So if you were wise enough or conscious enough not to throw into those type of coverages in training camp, what is going on now? I need to understand that. Maybe you were under the lights and it got the best of you early. I'll give you that. But we can't have you revert back to that. I'm also in agreement when you talk about he doesn't have to be a runner anymore. We could throw those RPOs out.
You don't need to be a runner or a track star.
We don't need the RPOs no more. We have a legitimate Saquon Barkley now. We don't need to see Jalen with the RPOs no more.
You know what?
Days I feel like should be over.
We mad?
No,
I'm not mad.
We
I'm
need the
just
Nick
saying.
Foles. We need the Nick Foles
Yeah.
RPOs because Nick Foles wasn't expected to run. He ran
true
that
that.
RPO to a perfection. Whereas though he gave it to the running back or he did not give it to the running back and he made the quick throw. There was one sequence when he faked it to the running back and he threw a heat-seeking missile to Smitty for a first down. Those are the things that keeps this offense moving. It has to be productive with your weapons, not you. You cannot do this.
Yes.
Nichelle, I know you got a whole thing to go on, but I got a gripe with the NFL. They gotta stop
with the O line, but go ahead.
We gotta stop having the Philadelphia Eagles play on these experimental fields. I am
that was
so
horrible.
sick of it. I'm dead serious about to call the NFL hotline or send a letter to say, you know what? If you want somebody to test these fields out prior to, put me out there. I can tell you yes or no.
You gonna blow your
right
knees
now,
out for that?
I will blow my knee out. Any field that's used for soccer purposes should not be used for a football field.
No, that was horrible in the first half. Everybody was slipping. Everybody was sliding away on that field there. But again, it's a tough win over a good team. It wasn't like we were expected to blow these people out. So I'm not upset about that. We beat a good team, and you play a good team. That was two good teams playing, slugging it out because that's what it was. We were slugging it out.
It was a fight.
Yes.
I enjoyed it.
Yo, shout out to my grandpa. He just left. He had some Manischewitz.
Oh, Papa. He had Manischewitz.
He had to drink a bottle of water before you get that. At 93, you got to get that in your system. But at the end of the day, he predicted the score to be 34-24.
Oh yeah, he did.
Didn't I say like 27-31 or something?
Yeah, so we thought it was going to be tight. We had that feeling it was going to be tight because we don't know what the offensive line was going to give to us, and there were some bad moments, but everything that we had in this game is teachable, and we can be rebound and be better going against the Atlanta Falcons.
I love our young boy.
Yeah, we played a sloppy game on offense. Yeah. We played a sloppy game on offense, all around. There was a lot of sloppiness on the O line, Jalen, all around. There was a lot of sloppiness on offense. The receivers, they did their thing. Saquon did their thing, but there's some other things we have to definitely tighten up on offense. Yeah. But I love we got plays with different designs.
Yeah.
We haven't seen that much in a whole season.
But he did hold on to the ball much more than he should have.
Yeah, for sure.
There's going to be a lot of a breakdown. Everybody's going to talk about is Jalen's holding his team back. This is our preseason game. We're going to play against a lot of Atlanta Falcons team that is not known for their run defense, not known for their pass defense. Greern Bay, like you said, is an up-and-coming team. They are known to be a very good run-stopping team. They destroyed the Dallas Cowturds, right? They destroyed the Dallas Cowturds in the playoffs with the same team. So for us to put up over 144 yards rushing, over close to 300 yards passing, and to win this game like we won. We held the ball for 6 minutes and 49 seconds in the
that.
fourth quarter. That's
Yeah.
reminiscing back into 2022 to 2017 when we just say, you know what, we're not going to give you the ball back.
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
impressive.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, it was, little, like you said, we were very, very rusty, man. This is why I'm not a proponent of that. Don't play nobody in the preseason.
They said
'Cause,
it on air. Did you
that
hear
was
them?
horrible.
Yeah,
Yeah, I heard him. I heard a little bit because
we
I was
Yeah.
tried to.
talking a lot. But
I was producing him because there was a lot of scammers inside.
Oh yeah, no, they
yeah,
said it. The announcer said it. Well, this is what happens when your teams are rusty.
yeah,
'Cause he was saying how both teams look sloppy. The announcers were talking about that, and I
Yeah.
was like,
yeah.
well, you got a point, because none of them played in preseason. So
Cam and that turnover. I'm like, yo, what is that Cam doing? I'm looking at Jalen still calling out the damn. He's still shouting out the signals, and
It's
this
a
guy
bunch of
hikes the
nervousness.
ball. I'm like,
Yeah, he did.
what the hell is he doing?
He did.
listen, who do you think's going to be at Cam's locker Tuesday morning when he
Jason.
gets in?
Kelsey.
Jason.
Yeah.
Well, who's going to be
You
at
know
the
he's
lock?
gonna be sitting there like
Well,
this.
who's going to be at the locker of Jalen Carter for those penalties? Fletcher.
Yeah, what about that? And you talk, and I called it on
Nick
the
is going to
broadcast,
be there
didn't I? I
himself,
said
like,
Pat
come in my
called
office.
the defensive line needs to grow up. Now, if that wasn't
grow up.
some immaturity right there
Mhm.
with both of those penalties, especially the first one, not having enough
Yeah.
emotional maturity not to retaliate in a crucial situation like that. We started off that game, 2 turnovers. Thank God for the defense, but 2 turnovers, it could have got ugly quickly. And thank
Yeah.
God the defense did stand up. And in a critical situation like that, we don't need any mental mistakes. No mental mistakes. So I'm
No.
just glad. I'm just happy we got out of this with a win, man. And it wasn't like we beat. It wasn't chopped liver that we beat on the other side of the ball. We talking about a playoff team that went further in the playoffs last year than we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That during the time when we was shit in the bed, that team over there was gaining their stride the same
Yeah.
time that the last year. So and they're expected to be playoff contenders this year. So
Both of
hey,
us.
look,
So
yeah, both of us. So that was just two teams, rusty as we may have been, both teams. We did come out with the win, and I'm happy about that. 1-0. Hey, 1-0.
yeah.
I was happy to see some different looks on defense. There were a lot of things that were open like last year, but they were able to shore up in the second half to really say, you know what, we only going to allow you to get 10 points.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And they really clamped down on pretty much the middle of the field, outside the field, other things. There were some big runs by Josh Jacobs. He had a 32-yard run. Yes, that's going to happen in the course of the game. He's a
Yeah.
very good running back. That's
Mhm.
going to happen. But at the end of the day, they were able to really actually win us the game.
Yeah. I mean,
This
you.
game
Yeah.
ball goes to our defense. Listen,
Oh,
Saquon had three
absolutely.
touchdowns. AJ had a touchdown. They gave him a game ball, whatever. But
Yeah.
the whole defense, the
No, they
whole
stepped up. They
defense,
kept
they
us in the
stepped up.
game. They kept us in the game. And let's be clear, they both did their parts. The edge goes to the defense because you had to keep them under 30 and we had to get more than 30 points to win a game like that. That's what
Hey
happens with
man,
slugfest.
it
Yeah.
happened.
We
Yeah.
have to score more than 30 and the defense has to keep the other side from not scoring 30 when we know we're going to be in a shootout.
I
You feel
feel
me?
I feel much better than a Kansas City fan watching that game last night. All right,
Oh yeah, it wasn't that because we
listen, it
actually,
wasn't
and
that.
that was the biggest difference was we controlled our
Defense.
destiny at the end of that game, and we
Yes.
and we kept the ball for over
I
six
love
something minutes.
that. I
That
love
was
that.
impressive. I always loved that. But yeah, I'll give the game ball to the defense too,
Yeah. Yeah.
just based off how they performed in that first quarter. Because being down 2 turnovers deep in your territory and you only give up 2 field goals, that was the win right there.
Yeah,
Right
They won the
there.
game right there.
Yeah.
If they
Period.
had folded, period. If we gave up 2 touchdowns right there, we wouldn't even be having this conversation.
Period.
So
Period.
yeah. And how about my young bull, the
Q
boy that came out his mama ready,
Q.
Quinyon Mitchell?
Yo, I
Yeah.
didn't know
What?
he was going to start.
Well, he
Yes.
had to start because Isaiah Rogers was
I know, but
uh
I thought we said I thought Ringo or somebody was going to start. They said they was putting
No,
him.
they
no,
said
he goes to, whenever Rodgers is not on the outside, he goes to the outside,
I
and
right.
got
they bring Avante
So
Maddox
he's
inside.
playing
yeah.
no matter
So
what. He
that
just switches position.
yeah.
If it goes to nickel,
Yo,
he goes to the slot. But if it's just two corners, he's one of the corners out
So
there. And
just
my
imagine
man
his
was
ability.
everywhere, breaking up everything.
Just imagine his ability
impressive.
in the slot is going to be so much better than Maddox.
Oh
Maddox
God.
doesn't need. He needs to be inactive, a healthy scratch the rest of the season.
Well, this is my question. Why didn't they play Ringo in those
I don't know. I
situations
don't think
and
they
let Quinion
trust
play
him.
the
No,
slot?
but Quinn Young gave you some opportunities on those outside,
Yeah.
and Ringo didn't hasn't played inside. He only played
Mhm.
outside, and I think what happens is that
I know. That's what I'm saying.
you like
Because
what you saw.
Quinion,
You like
I'm
what you
sorry.
saw. You like what you saw of the defense, what you had out there, and he said, you know what, he didn't think you need to change it. Going back to the film, you're gonna see that you're gonna need to change it. And Vic Fangio is one of the guys that say quickly after film study, "Oh, I'm changing this."
Yep. Mhm.
My thing was they had been practicing with him in the slot, so it
Mhm.
was nothing for him to slide inside if he had to go nickel. That's why I
Correct.
was. Why are they
Yeah.
bringing this guy in? Because Avante was not good at all tonight. He was a
He's not.
liability more than he was a asset
Yeah.
tonight.
Yeah.
Tonight,
I
Yeah.
mean,
that might not be all the time, but
as a
tonight.
guy that looks at cornerbacks, right? Listen, that was 10 years, 15, almost 20 years. Listen, all right. So when you're within the 5 yard marker and this guy's lined up on the 3 yard line, you got to get your hands on him.
Yeah.
You got to put the paws on him. Let him beat you off the line of scrimmage for a touchdown. I understand that more than anything else. When you're sitting there and your arms are back like this, looking for his motion, you're a loss already. You already
Mhm.
lost. You
Mhm.
already lost. If you go back and look at that touchdown, Christian Watson, you will see Avante Maddox looking at him in his chest. First of all, Avante Maddox is 5'9". Christian Watson is 6'4". So he's looking at him like this, right? He
Yeah,
squat
yeah.
there looking at him like this. So you already lost. If you least put your paws on him, get under his shoulder pads, you have that ability right now within that 5 yard bumper because it's only 3 yards to the goal line.
Mhm. Mhm.
Then you can make a better break on the football.
Yeah.
Well, JT says, I hope love is okay. We had to put pause on him. Yeah, we put pause on
Same.
Yeah,
Same.
yeah.
We
He'll be all
did.
right.
We did. We had to.
We
Oh,
That's no.
did,
We had to
yeah.
bully him around to get him out his game even just a little bit.
shout out to
For
Zach Bond.
real.
Shout out to Zach. This is
Yeah,
for Zach.
Zach,
Yes.
Zach, yeah, Zach
For
was
No, he
Zach.
good.
balled out.
He
He
Yeah,
was
balled
he
out.
did.
he balled out. He balled out. I was like, okay, he was feeling himself.
Jeremiah was put to stab the night up. Yo, cheers, y'all.
He said, what? What'd he say?
The quest of the defense.
Oh my
You ain't
goodness.
nothing.
Why? Damn. Oh, that's funny. Oh, I started to say that in the pregame show when y'all was talking about him. I was like, I started to make that same statement. That is funny. Dean, I thought Dean had a good game too. I know that my man Vic was cursing their asses out on that 38-yard run.
No, he's still
Well,
cursing.
all those guys looking like
Yeah.
they look like they ain't want
Bad
no
news
parts of the
bears.
tackle. Yeah, they look like they ain't want no parts of touching nobody. I'm like, yo, what the hell?
But Slade did come back and put his
Yeah, I
hat
know.
on that
That's why.
ball. We should
That's
have
how I
that
know he got
turnover.
cursed out. I know Vic cursed their ass out because that the next time a play came near him, oh, Slay was in there. He hit
Yeah.
first. Like, yo,
Yeah.
I better get in
Yo,
there
Zach
because
Bond had 15 total tackles, 2 sacks, 1 tackle for loss, 11 solo,
He was
two
feeling himself.
QB
yeah, he
hits.
was everywhere. He was
He was
everywhere.
feeling himself.
And I was happy not to see the middle open all day. Oh man,
Hello.
Yeah,
oh
you
that
gonna
was
have
such a
And
welcome.
have
we
some
saw
time. Yeah.
plays. We just
Oh
saw different things out there, which I really liked. I love how they was running all those spread plays. I was like, yeah, spread them out.
I
Spread
think
'em
yes,
we
out.
didn't get the opportunity to do as much as we want because of the field. The field did
yeah,
play a big role in certain things, in certain looks, in certain fields, in certain opportunities that we did not have. A lot of slipping happened on it. Actually, let me not say that. This game, because they had the opportunity to go up on us, and their receiver slipped too. So on both sides, this field situation has to be rectified by the National Football League. We cannot have these athletes playing on these fields that are not conducive to running and cutting at the speeds that these athletes are running. This makes absolutely no sense. Don't call the side father. Do your doggone research and get it right. Regular grass works. Don't put no extra sand or pellets and all this other jazz. Just put some regular old dirt down and put grass in it. Make it simple.
You have to. Does that show a lack of respect for your players?
It does. Because now
Doesn't it?
you're more
Like
susceptible to injury.
it,
Ah,
it's like, to me, it just seems like that shows a lack of respect to your players to not have the best facilities when you're a machine such as the NFL. We're not talking
right.
about a mom and pop operation here. We talk about an organization that make governmental moves. Like they, you know what I mean? Like they are that powerful.
They
And you
got.
mean to tell me you can't get the field together?
I gotta say this. We got Jalen Hurts trying to get into the group.
Oh, Jalen Hurts?
He's trying to get
Let
in.
him in.
I don't know if you can see this, but Jalen Hurts is put a request for us, and I know
I
that's
might
not
have came
Jalen
across
Hurts.
that. I don't let everybody in.
I don't think
Like,
that's Jalen Hurts.
I don't let everybody.
No, no,
All
no.
right, let me see. Oh, Blankenship had a good game too. I like the him. Brown is a bad dude, and so is Barkley and
Zero
Blankenship.
Can we talk about the slickness of Smitty though? He's
Oh
still
yeah,
He
slick with it.
is
He's
the
yeah.
still
Slim Reaper,
smooth
man.
with it. Yo.
That's why he's the last person to win the Heisman at a different position than quarterback. His
Yeah.
ability to get in and out of routes and make cornerbacks. It was not. So there were a few penalties called on him in particular because the corners could not stay with him.
And
Mhm.
people think because of his size that he ain't about that yak because he is.
Yeah, about that life.
He will
It's
get
a
them
Hold on.
yards after the
Dark
catch.
Knight said something on the play by play. He said, "Oh, Smitty took a hit. I don't know if he's getting up from that." Smitty got it up, got the ball back. Said, "I'm good."
Uh-huh.
yeah, yeah. I said no. I
Right.
didn't say
This is
that. I said
Marco Murray
Smitty
and Bradley
avoided a hit.
movie.
No,
He
no,
almost
he
took
took a
one.
hit. He said he took a big hit to get that first down. When he caught the
Uh,
pass and just got over the first down marker, like he
Oh
said,
yeah,
"Oh
yeah, yeah,
yeah,"
yeah,
he's
yeah.
like, "Oh, I don't know if
He
he's
in the
getting
weight room. He in the weight room. Can
uh,
I say something though? In
yeah."
the ladies chat, I know a lot of
Mm.
y'all are like, "Don't run, don't run." The ladies want to see Jalen run. I'm just tell. I'm. It's a whole
Why?
different
No, no, we don't want to
conversation.
see that.
It's the
No, no.
quarterback situation.
We know.
You
We
got to
know.
be a
I'm just
I
quarterback.
mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not
I'm just letting you
opposed
know.
to
Would you squat
him.
600 yards for it then if you can't run for a couple of tough yards?
But the
Yeah,
thing
I'm
about it,
all
they
right
were
with that.
keying on him.
I'm talking about.
They literally
I
were
don't
keying
want to
on him.
see
Hmm.
plan runs.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like the Lamar
Correct.
Jackson runs we saw
No.
last night. When you
No.
that's
That's
when you
they were
cooking.
basically saying like no the times when you actually should have ran.
Right. Yeah. I
Yeah.
want to see him do
No.
that. If
No.
nothing's open and
Mhm.
he's stuck or he's
Just,
pressured and you got
just
that's
had me going
okay.
off.
I don't want to see the RPO like Pat said, maybe the RPOs that Nick ran, but and that I think is dangerous with Jalen because he wants to run. So to
Hmm.
give him the choice, he's going to take it more times than he's not. You know what I'm saying? He's probably going to see that this is something that I can run. Let me keep
Yeah.
it. But you got to save him from himself sometimes.
I know.
So,
He
you know
dragged a
what I
couple
mean? Yeah,
people too. I was like, you better
That
show
first
off them
down, yes.
squats. I was
He
like, you
did.
better show off them squats.
yeah, yeah. And
I was
that
like,
one
he's
right there,
grown,
now that
bro.
was okay. I love
I
that
was like,
run.
he grown.
I do gotta say
And
this. Jaden did throw some nice passes today.
Don't he have some
Um,
touch?
he threw
that
some
one to
nice pass.
Barkley for the touchdown was
Oh man,
beautiful.
that was a
And that
beautiful.
catch was beautiful.
Yeah, I expect that
Drops.
from Barkley. Like
Drops.
he's I expect that from Barkley because he's a dynamic. He reminds me of Reggie Bush,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
He might not be as fast as Reggie Bush, but he reminds me of Bush in the open field. And
Hmm.
he should have cut it back to the right. Doggone it, man.
Look, that was Christian McCaffrey like that catch.
Well,
That
Yeah.
was
that's what I'm saying. We had our running backs wide, new formation, trips
yep,
trips left, new
yep,
formation. What?
yes.
And
We had
I
two in the
Come
backfield
on.
one time,
yeah.
one
What?
split to the left, one split right. I was like, yo,
We
look at
had some
this.
more under center than we usually have. I
Well,
was like,
that was
Mhm.
a touchdown. That was a touchdown. They had two running
Yeah.
backs one in motion, and they did the play action, and Saquon was on the left hand side. Saquon took off, and they play action
Hmm.
again, Gainwell, and Saquon. It's a Madden play. It's a
okay.
wheel
What
route.
I say?
It's literally a wheel
Why?
route.
Why? He should be putting in Madden, please.
It should
Hmm.
be.
He should be
That was
putting in Madden,
impressive.
please.
So, to the offense's credit, after those two horrendous possessions of the first quarter, they did settle down, and in the
Mhm.
second quarter, they kind of dominated the
Mhm.
game and put us all at ease. Because after that, they scored on like the next three out of their four possessions or something like that,
Yeah,
or maybe three.
they showed
Yeah,
their
three out of their
butts.
next four
Mhm.
possessions, and kind of got it back on track. So that really put me at ease because I knew it was early in the game, but after wanting to see the offense so much and so bad and so eager to see what they would do. To see those first two drives was very disheartening to me. I was like, "What the hell? I did not wait
You're
all this
so
damn
dramatic.
time.
You are so
I did not wait all this damn time to see this bullshit I'm looking at. I did not. I'm like, yo, what the hell's going
Oh
on
my
here?
God.
This squad don't
This
look
is
nothing like
so
this
disheartening.
offense.
Do we have crying noises, Pat? Do we
Yes,
have a
I
crying
was
noise?
disheartened.
Wah,
I
wah.
was like, yo. So then to see them in the second quarter, I was like, all right, god damn, because it was looking like last year. I'm talking about the way they would
The
not
last few
perform.
games.
Yeah, the last few games, I was like, yo, I know I ain't wait this damn long for them to come out here and look like they did last year. I
Yeah.
know we didn't get no damn Saquon Barkley to come out here and this offense to look like it did last year and turn the damn ball over. So thank God in the second quarter, they got that first down. I was like, all right, that's the equivalent in basketball of you just need to see the ball go in the hoop. Right, so they got the first down. I was like, "All right, this just settle them down." And sure enough, they started scoring after that. I was like, "Woo, damn!" I was like,
I
"I
mean,
was like,
right now
yo,
they're averaging 31 points a game, so that's
yes,
a positive.
We're
Uh,
undefeated.
we're undefeated.
yes, yes."
Listen, 1-0 each week. That's positive.
We
That's all we gotta
undefeated.
go.
I don't know what Dante
Um,
talking about with all the
Saquon needs to get more
theatrics.
touches. I'm sorry, 26 touches, total touches. He needs more touches, and that offensive line needs to be a little bit
But
better.
was he
But
efficient though?
he was efficient,
How many touchdowns
and
he
we
have?
he had three. We were going
Three.
against a very good
Three with
defensive front.
26 touches.
Yeah,
What you want him to have 6
I
touchdowns?
want him to have four. That he should have had four total touchdowns.
Well, if they would have gave him the ball instead of trying to do a tush push, he would have had four because that
Yeah,
was the more
yeah, I can agree
reliable
with that.
play right there. I'm like, yo, why y'all even trying that?
Yeah.
But yeah,
I would like to see
yeah.
more of
Yo,
Dallas a little bit
The
though.
Giants management watching Saquon go from 5 yard slip to 2 to 3 touchdowns are like this.
They really not because they ain't want to give it the money anyway. So they really not.
But you give the money, you give almost identical money, or matter of fact, the deal you gave to Devin Singletary is actually long. The money wise is more than Saquon.
Mm.
It's a worse contract than Saquon has a better. He has more total money, but the contract you gave to him, you pay Devin Singletary more money per year.
Listen,
His
it's not our
guarantees is more.
problem.
It's
It's not our
definitely
Yeah,
not no
problem.
problem.
it's really
It's
not.
definitely
It's
not no
not our
problem.
problem.
But the Giants are just, they punching air right now.
All
Listen,
right, I
you saw
still
Howie on the sideline.
Yeah, he was on the sideline because they
Come on
did go to
now.
him.
Come on
Bill
now.
Kroll. I'm still not sure
It's
what the
Howie's
offense will
world.
look like.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm kind of sure. I think it's going to look like we saw tonight.
I think it's gonna be better.
And
Yeah.
against
I,
it's
I
going to
really
be
do.
AJ
even
Brown
better.
said it would be. He's like y'all just don't know. He was anti, like he was happy
Oh,
for
doing the interview.
Saquon. Yeah, he was happy for
Yeah.
Saquon, but he let us know we got some things we got to clean up. He said.
Yeah.
Maybe get the
He's
ball
like y'all
adoption
don't
one
even
time.
know. He's
They only
like
got
And
the
y'all
ball
don't even
everybody's
adoption
not
know.
going to
one
have the run defense that we just faced. So, you know what I'm saying? Like
Facts.
Saquon had a great game tonight, and that was facing a top-notch defensive line.
Facts.
When they compared our team versus their team, we did not win defensive line. The Green Bay Packers won that matchup easily, right? So we're not going to face that type of defensive line every week. And Saquon still had a great game facing that tough defensive line right there. So imagine when we come up against those with a lesser D line, it's going to be something. So Jamal says, man, look, I'm encouraged on both sides. Offense scored 35 after looking terrible early and turning the ball over 3 times. That's a great point. Without 3 turnovers, we may be up for 20 points. We may be up 20 points and win by 21 plus. Saquon looked elite. Love how much we got him involved and stayed balanced. We beat the Falcons by 14 plus next week and we'll be almost unstoppable after the bye in week 5. Go Birds. I'm with that. Very optimistic. I'm with that. And as we should be at the beginning of the year, right? Talib says, I stand on the fact that the field was a big issue, and I'm also not a fan of not allowing your starters to play a preseason game. Yeah, I'm with that too. But by next week, if we win, I'll be off of that. So I'm just being honest, man. I'm a guy that I'm gonna wear my emotions on my sleeve
We
at the moment.
know.
You know what I'm saying? Like in the first quarter, I'm like, what the hell's going on? Second quarter, I'm like, okay, we all right, we cool. But I'm that dude. So I'm with that with the preseason game. I don't like that. We look rusty. But next week we beat the Falcons. We look okay. We put up 30 plus points on the Falcons. I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna be okay. And Talib says facts on that. Got to be better offensively, and hopefully that's what this journey will be about. This journey is not about starting off at the top of your game, right? This journey is about getting better each and every week as the season goes on. So this week, this was as good as we were. We hope to be better next week, and then by the time we get into late in the season, we hope to be hitting on all cylinders. The quicker we hit on all cylinders, of course, the better we're going to look. So we're all hoping and we're striving for that. Bill Kroll, they did have a good defensive line and they played okay. Yeah, they did.
Well, they got a really good corner and a safety. Xavier McKinley from the Giants they picked up. Jair Alexander is one of the best shutdown cornerbacks in the league. And AJ Brown did, young bull him. He did young bull.
Deion's
You
having
did, Dion.
Yeah.
You late. Pat had a shot. Didn't you have a shot, Pat?
I mean, I still can have another one. I'm not going nowhere
Come
All
tonight.
right,
on,
we could
Pat.
do
Let's do
another
it.
one.
Let's do it, Pat.
All right, here we go. So you're watching Eagles
you
Talk,
such
the
a
number
brat.
one Eagles coverage show around. And here on Eagles Talk, we like to talk about our favorite football team, that is the Philadelphia Eagles, especially after they win their first game of the season down in Brazil against a playoff contender, the Green Bay Packers. So in celebration of that fact that our team is now 1-0, averaging over 30 points a game, let's take a shot. Pat is doing the Wilford Reserve. Nichelle is doing what's that again?
Wild feather.
Wild feather?
Like
Wild
Wildfather, like
Wild feather
feather,
yeah.
like a wild
bourbon.
Feather.
Wild
Yes.
feather
Almost
bourbon.
like the song, close to the song. All right, gotcha.
Here we go. So down the hatch to our Philadelphia Eagles. 3, 2, 1.
He sounds good. Yes, drink whatever you have and enjoy responsibly.
And watch our Eagles fly on the road to victory. EAGLES, Eagles. All right. So it was great watching the game with the other folks, man. They're starting to talk about my food. Food is starting to be a part of that discussion there. So people will tune in. They can't wait to see what what I'm having. And I had the basic football meal, which was pizza and wings. And I'll try to do something different. Somebody had a salad. One of my neighbors actually had a salad. And I was like, oh, salad. Salad ain't football food. But anyway.
Good, though. It does sound good. Like right about now. I need something. Listen, I'm starving. I only had something from Honey Grow. I need some food.
Oh. Dion's headed to Vegas tomorrow for his birthday week. Happy birthday. When's your birthday, Virgo? Dion? You're a Virgo? Happy birthday. And congratulations to my niece. I'm a grand uncle. Again, for
congratulations
having a son on last Friday. So congratulations, Tika.
Congrats to all.
And all. Awesome. Let me know when's your birthday. I need to know that, Dion. And Tony says, and Saquon is on a pace for a 51 touchdown season. Charles asks, what happened to Dezeen?
He's still getting into football shape. He did play a little bit today. I actually saw him. I think he had one defensive snap, if I'm not mistaken. I'll go back to it. DeJohn. Yeah, he had one defensive snap today. So, he's going to get his opportunity, and he got patience. We got a lot.
That's a good question.
I just said that. Good question.
With Braun playing amazing and Dean playing well, do y'all think White comes back to a job? Now, see, this is why. I don't take that as hogwash because I don't know.
There were so many opportunities that Dean missed today. So yes, White does come back to an opportunity to play. He could be on the field for a blitzing situation because he's an excellent. Believe it or not, he's a better blitzer than a guy being in coverage, and he's much better at blitzing and disrupting the going through a running back or going through the offensive lineman than Dean is. Were they working tangent with each other? They could very well move everybody down and run a 4-3 with all three linebackers on the field at the same damn time, or run a 46 defense like Buddy Ryan. You never know. You never know what can work with this defense because you have those athletes. We have to take some. You got to take some chances with some of these guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Bill says, yes, I know that this is our preseason, but Harry Douglas on ESPN has been talking a bunch of shit about our matchup next Monday. Well, we'll be there. We'll be there.
No one likes us. We don't care.
Right. We don't care.
Harry Douglas is a former wide receiver, right? That's what I'm thinking about for the Falcons. So, whatever.
Yeah.
Who
mental flash tonight. I love that young buck. Jamal says, I think we go with the 3-man rotation with Bond, Dean, and White. Dean clearly brings something to the table. He missed some plays, but the encouraging thing is he's in position to make those plays. Yeah, I like that. I think he did a good job. Of course, I would have loved him even more had he corralled that interception, that pick six that he kind of let slip through his hands. But outside of that, he did have some great moments. I saw him around the ball a lot. I saw him flying in, making tackles. So, yeah, I think that he actually – this is actually a great sign for Dean, right? Because we have not seen Dean perform up to his potential yet. And not only did he made mistakes, but he played a whole game and he looked impressive for the most part of it. So that's a big, I'm very optimistic about that. We have not seen Dean on the field for a long period of time in his short career with us, right? Yeah. So that was very encouraging to see that tonight. Very encouraging.
But he got to catch the interception or he's not going to see the field anymore.
Yeah.
Tell us how you really feel.
Darn it, that is in your hands. That's like me throwing the ball to Shelman and say, hey, Shell, run. I know he's not here. I don't care.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Jeremiah. There was a lot of drops by Green Bay that saved us, because
It
and
was
they
all
were they were
misused by the
they were
quarterback.
catchable. I mean, they were open. Let's put it that way. They weren't like they were contested drops. These
Hmm
were they just fucked up basically. They
There was a
just
lot of
fucked
blown
up.
coverage.
Yeah.
Lot of blown coverage.
So yeah, we get somebody that can take advantage of that, and that's a different outcome right there. So, but on the other hand, we made some mistakes too. So
You know what
it
I
goes
hate?
to
I hate the internet reporters, the people that are not there. Hey, Saquon is injured. He's not playing the rest of the game. Like, no. Do you see an injury report?
Right?
Shut the bleep up.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And yes, Jordan. Jordan. Jalen Hurts does leave the NFL in turnovers at this second.
hmm
So
Well, of course he
he
does.
needs to change that right now. Listen, I'm
Hmm
on. I'm trying to
Who?
I'm on.
Oh, oh. Dion says the Falcons are solid, so I get them talking shit. I'm just happy we won this home game.
They're
You're
solid
right.
about what?
The,
They're not
the,
solid. They solid dressing. All right.
Dion's been drinking.
no,
Dion, what
y'all
you
been
drinking,
drinking.
Dion?
Y'all don't think that Atlanta is going to be better this year?
Hell no. You drafted a damn tight end in the top 10 and say, you know what, we're gonna put him at wide receiver now. Make up your damn mind. Like this makes
I
no sense.
don't know.
You drafted a quarterback after you paid a quarterback top notch money to be a starter.
Now
Make up your damn
they could have
mind.
got. But with that aside, they have a solid quarterback.
Oh,
They have
who's the starting quarterback this weekend?
Cousins. Cousins
Are
is
you
the
sure? Because they haven't said it. He's still
well.
injured. He still came off his Achilles injury last year. It takes a long time.
He's going to be the starter.
I'm about to
Um,
bet you on that one, my friend.
You think they're going to be as tough as an opponent as the Packers were, though?
Hell to the
I
no.
see that Detroit. I see Atlanta being in
The
the
new
same position
Detroit.
this year, the new
As,
Detroit of like 2 years ago. Are
Hell
they there?
no.
No, they're not
Atlanta is
there. But
Atlanta. Stop this fear mongering BS. Atlanta's going to fold like your towel after you take it out the doggone dryer.
fold like a white folding chair
and you're talking about a tight end who is that talented.
down
They
on the
are
docks of
Yeah, he's
Alabama.
not. We're not gonna
Kyle.
say he don't know if he's a tight end. Receiver. He can't do, and he's still not
He
talented
can.
because he can't do nothing.
Yes, he can. You're drunk. You're drunk.
I am drunk, but he
Yes,
needs to
you
come to
are.
Philadelphia.
I've
That's
been
where he's from.
drinking.
You
We
play
need this.
fantasy football, and you can't
So
tell me
he
Kyle
going to
Pitts
drink
is
some
not.
more.
Yes, Kyle Pitts is a beast,
Not on
and
fantasy.
Bijan is a beast.
Not on
And
fantasy. Bijan might be okay, but not Pitts. If you draft the Pitts, you definitely losing. You're gonna go 0-17.
How you think the
you're
people's going
talking to a champion right now.
to right?
So
How you think the people
I
going to
think
feel
my
with nine
word is going to
days?
go a little further. Huh?
How do you think the people are going to feel? We got 9 days.
They ain't gonna be happy, man.
Not
No. So Philadelphia talk show radio was gonna go crazy about Jalen Hurts turning the ball over 3 times. They were
oh,
talking about
they're
the
going to
offensive line.
dog him.
They're
They're
talking
going
about
to
he don't look
trash
he look
him.
like he's nervous. He doesn't do this. Blah blah blah
They
blah
won't say
blah blah
nothing
blah
about the
blah
O
blah.
line and all the holes and mistakes on the O line. They probably won't say. They'll say one thing about Cam Jurgens missed snap, and that's it. The rest is all going to be Jalen can't make a decision. His throwing is this, and yeah, I know what it's going to be. Yes, does
Yeah.
Jalen need to clean a lot of stuff up? Absolutely, but so does that whole offense,
It's
Yeah,
our
yeah,
first
definitely.
game. Our first
dude.
game as an offense against a competitive team in playing together. This is like our preseason game. This this needed to happen the way it happened.
Well, I feel like the O line couldn't find a block until like every 3 or 4 plays. You
Hmm
Yeah,
feel me? Like they were
yeah,
there was not consistent blocking for us to really see how well these plays could work. That's another
right.
thing. They were getting in the backfield. We were getting beat on the line. We can't pretend like that wasn't happening. We
hmm
got beat
Yeah,
on the line most of the game.
it
Yeah,
definitely did
I
happen.
think that the offensive line is better than what they showed tonight. But again, that offensive line was going up against a top-notch defensive line. So that you gotta consider that also. So against everybody's not going to be. I'm telling you, if y'all look into the Green Bay's defensive line, they are no joke.
They are. They will be in the, mark my words. They will be in the top 5 for their defense this year.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we wasn't
for sure.
playing those scrubs. So everybody's defensive line is not going to look like that.
So it was a good tune-up if you want to look at it
it
as
was
a
a good
positive
tune-up.
spin. If we're going to come out of our first game out the gate in a punch them in your mouth back and forth to tune ourselves up, I'll take it.
Yeah,
And still take the W even after getting punched in the mouth a couple times, turning the ball over, and we still got the W. And we were resilient to hold the ball too.
how about
Yeah.
Take it.
Hey, James Edgefield wants to get this comment read so badly that he wrote it twice. Yes, James.
What was it?
CJ did not look good whatsoever. I put up there.
He
I got
did
it.
not.
Yeah,
Oh no,
he
that's
did.
like the second or third person that said that.
So he did not look
you're
good.
right.
It's
Yeah.
probably just the way that they're trying to use him in a defense of being a roamer. Something similar to what Malcolm Jenkins kind of did.
Mhm.
It's going to get better. It's going to get cleaned up. Listen, this is the first time that all starters played.
He looked
as one.
frustrated too.
He did.
Yeah, he did. All right.
And Jason Kelsey is not coming back. Let me tell you that right now. He is not coming back.
No. He'll just be in the locker room, like I
He's
said
making
on Tuesday,
too much money.
sitting there like this, waiting at the
Yeah.
locker room for the whole old line, especially. But he'll be sitting at Cam's locker, but he gonna bring them all in.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, yo. Yeah, that was not good, man. But we got the win, man. And it was a quality team that we beat. It wasn't a bum team. See, I could probably point out a lot of more disappointment had this been a team of, like, if this was Carolina, I'd be like, what the hell are we doing struggling with Carolina like this? But this was the Green Bay Packers. You cannot discount who the competition was. There was a team over there was just as hungry as we are, and that are projected. Some have them projected to be, they are a top 4 team in the NFC. So that was we got the win, and so I'm even happier that we got the win over a top team in the NFC, and we go on to Atlanta, and who we after the Atlanta.
It doesn't matter. 1-0 each week. So right now we focus on Atlanta.
All right, so we on one Atlanta. So I'm
Well,
out of here.
Dante, that's not how you started, though. Happy to win. You didn't start this whole conversation.
No, at the end of my monologue in the beginning, I was like, I am in a celebratory mode. I said that. I started out saying that we got a win tonight, and at the end of the day, I'm in a celebratory mode because it is a win, and the competition wasn't shabby. So, yeah, I didn't start the game like that because I was like, yo, what the hell is going on? And I had to talk to the crowd like I was talking to myself. Look, it's still early. I was really talking to myself.
They told you to calm down. I saw that.
No, he was crazy. I wanted to get on there and say, you know what? No, Dark Knight is going to do his thing. And I'm looking at it.
It's still early. It's still early. But I was really talking to me. It's still early.
Papa was like,
my own self.
What I did and flick to the Phillies game for a little bit and watch some of the highlights of the blowing them out.
But I was calling the play-by-play. I couldn't call.
I know.
I was like,
it's a shame you couldn't put it on another device somewhere because that was funny. It looked like they were playing a Pee Wee league.
Because I'm one of those. I'm a superstitious fan.
I'm 16 to like 1 though, but I don't know.
I'm a superstitious fan. I was thinking like I'm not doing play-by-play no more. If we lose this game, I'm not doing it no more.
It was 10-1 in the top of the 5th after 4.5 innings.
Wow.
All right, so we up.
So Atlanta to New Orleans. Yo, we should go to New Orleans. What's up?
Nolans.
Nolans. I like
September
Nolans.
22nd.
Huh?
No, I gotta go. I can't go to New Orleans.
I can't go back. I got stuff to do.
Yeah, I can't go back to New Orleans. I'm sorry. I talked to this doggone Woodford Reserve.
It's election cycle time, man. We gotta get these people in office. All right, we're gonna get out of here. Tell him to show we want Dante negative Nelly ass Dark Knight.
Face ass. Negative Nelly
Yo,
face
no, hold
ass.
on, wait a minute. I gotta say
Nelly
this.
face
I,
ass.
I have to say this.
Play ass.
I have to say this. He's doing play by play. Dark Knight is doing play by play, and he's supposed to be saying the plays. He's like, I told him he shouldn't be doing that. Doggone it! It don't look good. Don't. Do, oh, they called a timeout.
Yeah.
All right, good. So on the play, I'm like, what happened, Dark Knight?
I was on point for 95% of
You
all
was.
the calls.
You
You know what I'm
definitely was.
saying?
But
But
those
I had
few
to go.
calls
I
was
don't
like
have a color
spazzed out.
commentary. So I had to go off the reserve every now and again. One time I even used the D word. I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Yes,
I was like that D head. I was like, "Oh shit, my fault. I'm sorry." So it's not your mama's. That's not your mama's commentary. So when you tune in to my play by play, just be prepared to hear anything. But I'm not guilty.
I had to
I'm not
turn you
throwing the
off
N-words.
for a couple seconds over me.
A couple seconds, he was two downs ahead of us.
Damn.
Oh no, he was like a half a down ahead of me.
Yeah,
So he would
I'm over
say it
here
right
looking
after
at pop up. I can't react. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
score,
So I had to
first
turn it
down.
off. I was like, no, you're blowing my mess right now.
And I got different platforms I can watch it on, but
Yeah.
I hate to be behind, but I don't like for you guys to be behind. So I'd rather be behind than you guys be behind. So I watched it on over the air TV. So that's why I was ahead of everybody. But I could have watched it on a streaming device and been behind. But I didn't have my
Peacock.
I usually have my
cancellations tomorrow.
my
If
girl,
not
I
right
forget
now.
her name, but she be on there telling me how far ahead and behind I am. All right, thank you all for bringing Philly Talk to me. Love the show. Have a good night. He's down in the A, so you should be able to have bragging rights after we come down there. I mean, after we take care of Atlanta on Monday night, Talib, you'll be able to have bragging rights in your city that you live after we take down Atlanta. I can't help you with the cheesesteaks though. You're gonna have to come up here. They don't taste the same. I know you don't ever have anybody mail you a frozen cheesesteak. Don't ever have anybody mail you a frozen cheesesteak. It's not the same. You just gotta wait until you come up here so you can experience.
No.
You know what it is. You're from up here, so you gotta wait till you come back up here so you can experience a true, authentic cheesesteak cooked the way it's supposed to be cooked and fresh off the grill.
The only thing you can get frozen are panzerottis from up here.
I don't know what that is.
Really?
Patrick. You said my full name like Patrick. I have no clue
what a panzerotti is.
I have no. Is it another shot?
Hold up. What is that? Sound familiar? What is that?
A panzerotti. It's like this fried goodness, but it's like almost a pizza turnover, but it's fried and it has the cheese and the sauce in the middle. But Tarantino's original. No, it's not a cheese ball. It's like this big. It's a big pocket of stuff inside of it. But you can get your meat. You can get whatever kind of meat you want at Tarantini's Panzerotti. I can't believe you haven't had a Panzerotti.
It's in Jersey. It's in Jersey.
Yeah, but still, they have them in Philly too.
I never heard it. Now you're gonna have me looking for it. Watch.
All right, but we out of here, man. Wonderful first night season opener. We glad that you guys chose to spend it with us. We appreciate you so much. Go listen to our latest podcast. It's out on all podcast platforms. We don't put out our pregame and postgame shows on the audio podcast, so you have to go to YouTube if you want to watch it and catch this replay. But go to the podcast platform and catch the last and latest podcast we did last night.
It's a turnover. I had this before.
Oh, it's a turnover. He Googled it. Hey, Google what is
it's like a stromboli almost.
Yeah, but the Tarantino ones are like square, no good.
Yeah, I had that before.
Hey, Google, what is a Panzerotti?
I didn't know what it was.
Go ahead. It's not the same if it's not Tarantini's.
Oh, Tarantini's.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna get y'all some Panzerottis one day, okay?
Well, it's just not pork. We good.
No. That you could get turkey sausage too.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
No, give me the pork. All right. We out of here, man. We gonna catch y'all. We gonna catch y'all later. Play the damn music, Ted. Play the music. Play the music.
We go live in 5, 4, 3.